Welcome trainers, Watts here, and today we are going to be going over the new moves that are going to be introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So there are going to be two new moves introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and a warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so be cautious. But anyway, these new moves were introduced to us via the data miners who data mined the demo. So definitely check the link in the description if you want to see the full list of information that came out of that leak. But right now we're just going to be talking about the new moves that are going to be introduced. So the first one is Psychic Terrain. Now Psychic Terrain, I talked about it a little bit before because it's on Tapu Lele, but what it does is Pokemon on the ground won't be hit by priority moves for the 4 or 5 turns. It boosts the power of Psychic type moves as well. So this is pretty unreal because basically it's a dazzling effect where once you put it up, for the next 5 turns, no priority moves will hit, which is absolutely crazy in VGC. That removes Fake Out, that removes any Prankster user, that removes Sucker Punch, Extreme Speed, things of that nature. So it is just a really solid terrain, and it also powers up Psychic type moves, so that's really cool as well. So in general, some comparisons that we can make about this is Quick Guard and obviously Dazzling. So Quick Guard is a move that has seen a lot of play in VGC. It's not been overplayed, but it's seen, you know, a very considerable amount of play, and that's just a 1-turn cancellation to priority moves. So being able to have 5 turns of just no priority whatsoever is pretty absurd. And unlike Dazzling, you can use the Psychic Terrain Pokemon and then switch it out and still negate priority, whereas Dazzling, that Pokemon has to stay in. So that's really handy. But whereas Dazzling can't really be negated outside of any ability negating moves, but Psychic Terrain can be overthrown with another terrain. So that's something to look out for. But in conclusion, this ability is definitely solid. I'm certain it'll see play, and it'll just be really interesting to see how good it is in the future. So moving on to the next one. This one's really crazy. So this is Aurora Veil, and it has the power of special and physical attacks for 5 turns. So that means it has the power of special and physical attacks for your team and your opponent's team, which is mind-boggling. So basically this is a reflect and a light screen, but it works for both you and your opponent. So this is really crazy, but basically what I think is going to happen for this attack is that teams who want to use this are going to be very bulky, and they're going to rely on toxic stalling or getting up spikes or stealth rocks or doing damage that way, to where any way to do damage that doesn't have to be directly through a physical or special attack, so Leech Seed, the rocks, toxic spikes or just toxic, or burn, that'll be what these teams are aiming for, and it'll be actually crazy in my opinion. So yeah, as I said, it's reflect and light screen, and I think this will actually breed a new type of team in VGC that is a stall, very defensive tank bulk team, which we've never really seen before. Stall teams have existed in singles, but not really existed in doubles, so it'll be really interesting to see. I think it will actually be very strong, because just the fact that you can make your team so bulky with this Aurora Veil, and then just chip out of them way slowly, maybe like minimize to get rid of them attacking you even further, but yeah, just chip at them slowly with toxic and spikes and Leech Seed. That'll be really crazy to see, and I think it'll actually be pretty strong, because your opponents aren't going to be able to really hit you very much if you're already bulky, and on top of that you're having their damage. So that'll be really interesting to see. But yeah, there's only 2 new moves that are going to be introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon, or at least according to the data mine there is. Potentially there could be more. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment letting me know what you think about these new moves, and make sure to hit that like button, it really helps me out, and subscribe to see more content. Later guys, peace.